What is up, Sooner Nation? It is, I guess, great to be back too, even though I came down from the mountains, Jay. It's good to be back with everyone here. It was a great trip. Uh, really great trip. Good to be back though. No storms tonight, Ron. Dallas though.
Hey,
Dallas got hit today.
hey, did you see Deion Sanders when you were there in Boulder?
Did not see prime time. Saw a lot of elk though.
Oh, that's good. Nice.
Yeah.
Good to have
what's
you
been
back,
going
man.
on, Jay?
Seems like it's been forever since you've been on here.
It does, man. I'm not gonna lie. I missed it. Missed all the camaraderie with everyone on here. Colin's bringing up what Brent Venables said.
Yep. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody when you look at it. OU expects to play a lot of close games. They've played a lot of close games the last 2 years, so I don't see it being any different than the SEC. What, Jeremy?
I mean, in that comment there about studying the SEC for the past 6 months, that's not surprising either. We know how detailed, diligent Brent Venables is. So, yeah. Nope, I did not catch up with Deion. We were inside the stadium. The race finished in the stadium. And we also went and did a pre-meet run there and never saw Deion.
Great stadium, isn't it? Great college town.
I mean, it's a great view. Boulder really is a great place. My son ran really well. That Boulder event is amazing. 47,000 people running, Jay, in that race.
47,000. How is there an entry fee for that?
Yeah, it was like $70. My son was 490th out of 47,000.
Oh, that's pretty good. What age?
He was ninth in his age group out of 293.
Nice. And Sooner fan, you're exactly right. But now it doesn't mean Kansas.
There are no Kansas.
It means teams like on this year's schedule, that would be a team like South Carolina. Can't lose to them.
Agreed. South Carolina is the Kansas this year.
Yeah, BV, I saw this. Love's addition of Dominic Williams. Who wouldn't? Raving about Branson Hickman. And I think the quote at the end there is very intriguing, tremendous potential. And I think that's what OU is being judged on so far is, yeah, it's potential. Nothing's proven yet on that offensive line. Nobody knows if it's going to be really good or not. And that's fact.
Hey, but Hickman, the addition of Hickman, Jay, it has the potential to be a massive. And that's if he pans out, and I don't even want to say pans out because he's already played a lot. If he is what we thought think he's going to be, he's going to be the center of that line, and it's in a lot better shape, honestly. Nothing against Josh Bates.
Do you feel a lot better with him there than Bates?
Well, I feel better with him than Bates, yes. And coming from me, Jay, that's a lot because I'm high on Bates. Hey, there is no Vanderbilt in the Big 12. There's not.
Sooner fan, he hung the Michael Hawkins poster. Jeremy, I don't know if you saw this when you're gone, but the shirtless picture of Michael Hawkins going around the internet.
I did see that, and let me guess. Everyone's saying he should start over Jackson Arnold because of that.
Nobody said that. Dude, nobody said that. Jeez.
And Greg God, Troy Everett, look, he's going to be back in the fall, they're saying. I get that. I, for one, I'm going to say it right now because I say what I think. I think he's got to be a backup. And I said it when he was healthy. I think he's the backup. Everett.
Backup?
I don't think he's a starter, Jay.
Over Bates?
No, he can play other positions. He's got to be a backup on the line. He cannot be a starter on the line.
Well, I was thinking he could be, he might be third string behind Bates.
Well, he can play guard too, Jay.
Yeah. It does
depth for sure. And he's a great dude. He's a great dude to have there.
I agree. Hey, when they have meetings and then the next thing will be media days, it's just around the corner, man. It is happening soon.
What do you think about softball's matchup?
They got a better side of the draw. I think with when you look at the bracket, but I do think Duke's going to be a tough game. And UCLA's been playing pretty well, so we'll see. But I like that side better than the other side. I'll say that.
The weather's going to be interesting. Dalpo says, at least we have quality depth. Oh, I agree. The depth, listen, number-wise, depth-wise, the offensive line, the O-line is probably as good as it's been, number-wise. I'll say this, number and size-wise. Big dudes all the way across there. Now, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that would be a good matchup, Colin.
Andy Bass back in the fall. I don't. If he's back, he's ready. I don't see him getting on the field this year.
Hunter, maybe you can look this up. I don't know.
It was Nicole May, I believe, Jay.
What?
I think it was Nicole May.
Was it? Here, let me say an interesting thing here. Duke, you know what's interesting about it is their baseball team and softball team are both in the area. They may bring a pretty good crowd because you can go to both sites. So
Hunter thinks it was Keeney. Hunter thinks it was Keeney. Hey, Surgeaholics, were there any rants when I was gone?
Hunter did a pretty hot take about Steve Sarkisian being a top 5 coach.
I did see that, and I disagree with Hunter. I think Sark you could put in the top 10, but not in the top 5.
Yeah. UCLA's tough. They will be gunning for OU. They will.
Hey, Ron, everyone's gunning for OU, but I'm going to use one of your sayings. They want out of Oklahoma City. Every team wants out of OKC.
I have Texas losing their first game to Stanford and Kennedy. What do you think? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think Kennedy shines. Hey, it was Maxwell and Keeney.
There you go. Probably
so they haven't seen Maxwell. They haven't seen May. Listen, if OU gets the Nicole May that has been lately, that's huge.
Listen, Shane Beamer and BV, I don't think that. I don't think BV's much for small talk at those things.
Jay, what's is Dallas winning tonight?
Dallas, they were tied last time I saw when I got on here. Why?
They're going to sweep them, maybe. Boston, Dallas, NBA title.
I got Dallas all the way. I don't know if Eric's talking about last night, maybe. I think Eric's talking about last night.
What happened last night, Jay?
There was just a little side discussion going on. Gary says, is it possible private equity firms are going to start investing in anything's possible, Gary? Anything and everything's possible. I wouldn't rule out one thing at all. Germ, we had an interesting discussion last night. I kind of want to carry it tonight. I did a little bit of research. Hunter, I think, did some research. We talked about blue blood football programs. How many blue blood football programs do you think there are?
Geez. OU's a blue blood. Alabama's a blue blood. And I'm going to say something that people are going to hate. Well, they're going to love me for this. I don't consider Texas a blue blood in football.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I absolutely do not.
How are they not a blue blood?
Texas is not a blue blood in football.
Oh, wow. They are.
I'll say it, and it's not because I'm an OU fan.
What?
Was wrong. Jay, in football, I don't consider Texas a blue blood. You got a problem with that? Notre Dame's a blue blood. OU, Notre Dame, Bama, Michigan, Ohio State,
Nebraska.
I think we've talked about this before. They were definitely a blue blood.
Georgia.
Now I get, and part of it, Jay, is I'm going to say this because I think that blue blood has different meanings. The connotation, look, for example, Jay, when I think of blue blood, I also think of tradition. And I don't think Georgia in that sense is there. But Georgia, for sure, is a blue blood if you're talking about winning football games. And Hunter, you're wrong. If you want to get on here, you can. Texas is not a blue blood.
Jeremy, it depends. I don't really want
Define
to
blue blood for me, Jay. Define it.
I don't know.
Do it. Everyone in the chat right now. Define blue blood. Does it have to do with more tradition or winning games?
Tradition?
Yeah, that's what I think. Blue blood.
Tradition.
USC's a blue blood. I agree.
Tradition?
That's part of it, Jay. Tradition.
I disagree.
Oh, what? You can't disagree with that.
I can disagree with that if I want to.
If you say it's not tradition, then who cares about the last 50 years? Don't bring it up then, Jay.
Tradition to me is like what you do. I mean, I don't know.
Jay, if we say they have a tradition, a winning tradition, it has to do with they've won for a long time. That's called winning tradition, Jay.
Tradition's different. Winning tradition and tradition's different.
No one thinks of a losing tradition, Jay.
Nebraska? So is Tennessee? Is Tennessee in there?
No, I don't have Tennessee as a blue blood, Jay.
Why? If you're based it on tradition too.
How many natties does Tennessee have?
Bobby's got Bama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, OU, USC, Michigan, and Texas. 17.
I agree with all those but Texas.
Penn State?
No.
Based on your argument, yes.
What do you mean based on? Why is Penn State in mine?
Tradition.
Because they have a whiteout?
Tradition, Jeremy. Penn State.
Because they don't change their uniforms? What?
I don't know what you're basing it on, to be honest with you. You're kind of all over the place.
Okay, people are with me, though, so. Hey, Ron says Superman's a blue blood, Flash not a blue blood. And Jay, Greg God said there's only 6. OU, Notre Dame, Michigan, USC, Ohio State, Bama. I can agree with those 6.
Hunter has 10. Florida State, Hunter.
Yeah, if you have 10 blue bloods, there's no blue bloods. Okay, everyone's a blue blood. The more blue bloods you have now diminished that they're a blue blood.
Hey, I'm an OU fan, Sooner fan, but if you're going to say that, what about Oklahoma? How many have they won in the last 40 years? How many natties has Oklahoma won in the last 40 years? Answer the question.
About 5.
Football natties in the last 40 years.
Oh, I was going back to like 60s and 70s.
No, this is 2024.
Yeah, I realize that, Jam.
They won 1. The one before that would have been 85, which was another 15 years. That's 30
blue blood. OU, buddy. Blue blood.
Figure it out. Calculate it. Can you get a calculator? That's 39 years they've won 2. So don't use that argument. Do not use that argument or you're going to walk into an OU argument. Do not use it, guys.
I didn't use that argument, Jay.
Somebody did on here. I think it was Sooner fan.
Hey, here's what I'll say. Penn State, Georgia, Texas. Yeah, they're in the same boat. And guess what? It's a little dinghy. The Blue Bloods aren't a cruise ship. How about that, Jay? I'll give you this, Mez. Mez, I agree with you, Mez. Here's what I'll say. Penn State, Georgia, and Texas, they're in the water. They're near the blue blood category. They're just not there yet.
Yeah.
47 games in a row, blue blood, period. Yeah.
I never said OU's not a blue blood.
I didn't say you didn't. Hunter says Georgia and Texas, both top 10 in weeks at number 1. In the last 10 years, 20 years, what?
Give me your 5.
Blue blood is
top
from
5. Give me your top 5.
Okay, let me say this. You cannot be a blue blood from 2000 on. There's no such thing. Blue bloods go way back to the 60s.
Georgia's not a blue blood. Why are you thinking about it? Why are you thinking about it? I just asked you. You said
I said Georgia wasn't a blue blood, Jay.
You said you can't be from 2000 on. I asked you a question. Is Georgia?
I did. They can't be a blue blood, Jay. They can't be a blue blood.
You said they're frozen after you told me they cannot.
That's because you're lagging. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, it's because you were thinking about it, weren't you?
No, I was actually reading a comment.
No, you were thinking about it because you were like,
Georgia's not there yet. Hey, I'll give you credit, Jay. I have to think about it. So they're doing a pretty good job. They're doing a pretty good job if I'm thinking about it.
Why are you thinking about it? They can't be. It's impossible. You can't be from
Georgia's not there yet, Jay. Georgia's not there yet. Georgia's not there yet. Gary says maybe there's no blue bloods anymore. Maybe they're called something else.
Let's be rational, Stubby says. Let's be rational.
Rational and Jeremy, I don't do those.
So what you're saying, let me hear this right. You can't lose your blue blood status and you can't gain it. They're already done.
I said Nebraska lost theirs.
No, but listen, there's no more that can ever be a blue blood, and once you're a blue blood, always a blue blood, correct?
No, I actually said Nebraska once was, and I think they've lost theirs. But yeah,
but
blue blood.
You can't become a blue blood, right?
This is perfect. Yes, we're live, our Okielon guy.
He was waiting for that.
Hey, Jay, blue bloods and all-time greatest programs are two different things. I agree. You can be a blue blood and not be the best team of all time or best program of all time. 100% agree. Do you agree with that, Jay?
You can be a blue blood and not win a natty next year, yeah.
No, can you be a blue blood and not be? Can you be a blue blood and not be one of the all-time greatest programs?
I think if you're a blue blood, that means you've won multiple natties and pretty high up on the
list. Can I be an all-time great program and not be a blue blood? Yes.
Who? Give me one.
Georgia's there.
They're a blue blood.
They're not, Jay.
Oh my gosh. What about Clemson? I don't say Clemson is.
Clemson's not a blue blood.
I saw it in the chat. That's why I asked it. Of course they're not.
And I agree, Sooner fan. Indiana and basketball is a blue blood program. So is Kentucky.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Mess.
Stubby, I try to make sense every night. That's what I try to do on here.
Mess says Alabama, OU, Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and USC's. I think nobody can argue with those, Mess. I
cannot argue.
Cannot argue with any of those. But if you were going to add any to the list, in my opinion, Georgia, Texas are two that would be added to that list.
And look, and I'm going to put Okielon guy's statement up here. Fact. Because blue blood does not necessarily mean winning a championship every 5 years. That does not, there's no correlation, Jay. Blue blood has to do with top program, tradition, all those things hand in hand for years. Years.
I'm kind
Oregon. It's Oregon of blue blood.
Listen, I'm kind of with Mess on the teams he put out. I'm kind of with Mess on the team. Stop. On the teams he put up there. If you want to say traditional blue bloods and no more than that list, I think those are the top. I'm just saying if you want to add any to the list in the near future, it's going to have to be Georgia or Texas. Nobody else.
If you add one, yeah, Oregon's not there yet. It would, in my opinion, those are the two that would be added. But I don't think you add blue blood.
Does Dylan Gabriel get them into blue blood status?
Oh, you're just trying to get me going. Listen, I don't think you add blue bloods. I think it's an elite club, an exclusive club, and you can't add anyone. No, there will never be any more blue bloods, Jay.
So Georgia can never make it to blue blood status.
Never will be one. Because
I think the next 5 natties, they wouldn't be blue blood.
Will not be a blue blood. I'll tell you why, Jay. Someone said it earlier. The term blue blood is used by us and olders, and it just isn't used as much anymore. It's going to go away.
So sports animal, not a blue blood, Ron says. I like sports.
Ron says. And Mez, that's my point. If they show out, I don't know that people are still talking blue bloods at that time. If you want to say Georgia's one of the greatest teams of all time, have had the greatest decade run, absolutely. Not a blue blood, though.
Damon says it means nobility from history. Hey, we'll move on.
I like that.
Let's talk a little bit of OU.
It's not about wins, Hunter. It's not about wins. Not about wins.
It is partially about wins. That's stupid, Jerm.
It's not about wins, Jay.
At all? So, is Butler a blue
some of it? I mean, obviously, wins associate with it.
Here's a great question. I love that Dow Post already put it in here. Can OU win another natty anytime soon? Yes. Within 2 years,
Absolutely.
I think they could. I think it's going to be tough because I think the 12-team playoffs are brutal, brutal monster to win the whole thing. But Oakie says Jim Traver not a blue blood, Toby Rowland blue blood.
We do need NIL game, that's for sure. Yes, wins is a big factor, but it's more about longevity, in my opinion. The wins with longevity. It was a pre-2000 thing. Blue Bloods, again, they don't add to that list. Have you seen teams added? Duke is a blue blood in basketball. If OU wins if OU wins 7 straight, they won't because Porter is there. If they win 7 straight, they won't be a blue blood in basketball, Jay.
I agree, Jeremy.
If they own the next 20 years, they won't be a blue blood in basketball. You know why?
They will never be.
You cannot add blue bloods.
They will never be a blue blood in basketball, Jeremy.
If they win 10 straight, will they be, Jay?
They will never be another blue.
Exactly. It's the same as football.
Hey, this is great, Uncle Charlie. Angel Hernandez, blue blood. Yes. Whether you like him or hate him. Stubby asked, is Oklahoma serious about winning natties? Well, yes, they're serious. I think they're more serious than they've ever been. I don't know. I guess do you not think they are?
Oh, yeah, they are, Jay.
Yeah. Jeremy, what happened here?
Is it different, Jay? What just happened?
I don't know. Ron doesn't think Jeremy's not. Wait a second. Okelon. Jeremy's not turning into Stephen A. Smith. Jeremy is morphing to Stephen A. Smith, his true idol. Jeremy's always wanted to be Stephen A. Smith. That's
Jay. Is Tom Selleck's a blue blood
in a TV show? Yeah.
Hey, I've listened to this defense wins championship stuff, as Dalpoa says, and D-line is the key stuff for a long time. We got a defensive coach and D-line, and nobody has faith at all. I've got faith, as George Michaels used to say. Got to have faith. But I do want to see it, and I think we will. I think we will see it.
Will the defense be depleted in 25? No.
Not if you look at the recruiting class.
Hey, when you stack recruiting class upon recruiting class, top 5, top 7 classes, you should not be depleted. You should be better off. That's what should happen. You missed this last night, Jerm.
All right, let's hear this, Colin. Who will be the most improved team in college football next season?
Prime time.
Not even close. The easy answer is OU. But overall, that's a lot of teams in college football. People aren't going to like this. I think USC is going to be up there.
I disagree.
The Caleb Williams factor being gone actually helps them, in my opinion. But OU, I think, is the easy answer. And I'll give a good answer here, Jay. Nebraska.
They could.
Michael just said it. Nebraska. I love Matt Rule, guys. I love him.
Okie, I think you're wrong here. I think unless that's this year, because I think once they get in the SEC, I think OU will be good in baseball. But I personally think winning a national championship in baseball may be harder than winning it in football.
It's difficult. I mean, unless you just have two stud pitchers. But Jay, we have not heard, and maybe BV had a talk with all the staff. We have not heard BV come out and just goo gaga over certain players and talk a lot about it. And I know we haven't had opportunity yet. It's been quiet because there hasn't been much going on. But I think they're going to keep some stuff close to the vest this year.
Maybe so. I kind of hope they do, to be honest. But
it's burned them the last couple of years.
We'll see, though. They haven't got into really talking yet, so we'll see when media days and all that happens. Chuck says, how about OU baseball hosting a winnable region? Yes, winnable region. Yes, they got screwed getting Duke in that region. I think it'll be tough. I think they can win it. I think if they win the regional, they'll win the super regional. I think their super regional draw is pretty good. I don't like the regional draw. I think Duke's good.
I agree. Hey, BV, yeah, the media loves him. They ask one question, he talks for an hour. It's great. Chuck, again, look, I'm an English teacher. You ask a question, words have different meanings. Most improved, is that only win and loss? Because I think if OU makes a playoff, that's the most improved team. So, again, how do you measure improvement? If it's just strictly on wins and losses, yeah, they won't be the most improved team. They won't be. If it's on, okay, they're playing in the second round of the playoffs, I would say that's most improved. So,
Chief says Tebow will go 6-6 this year. No quarterback, terrible line, and teams that are dying to rush 3-4 yards at a time. Colin says,
you want me to yell at you, Chuck? I can yell. Hey, Stubby says, love you guys sometimes. See, I like that. I like the honesty, Stubby. Stubby sometimes. Probably loves us when I'm gone. The 5 days I was gone.
Hey, Gary, I could care less what On 3 predicts, to be honest with you.
Exactly. On 3, you didn't know this, Jay? Wikipedia and On 3 are the same people.
Huh?
You don't get it, Jay. It's over your head.
Yell at me next, Jerm, Gray God says.
Hey, Jay, do you not understand that Wikipedia and On 3 are the same thing?
Ooh. Ooh. What do you mean?
You don't get it. Do you not explain it to you?
Yeah, sure. Explain it to me.
No credibility, Jay. No credibility.
Okay. Sooner fan says, sounds like Riley has been trying to get out of the game for LSU for the last 2 years. That doesn't surprise me. Going good, Ron. Going good. Busy.
Where's Stubby wanting to go? Let's go over there then.
I don't know. Where's the
maybe he's doing the overhead thing. Jay, you got a trivia tonight?
I don't have a trivia, Jeremy. I'll get one though. I'll get one.
I've got. We got to do a blue blood.
I got one. Last time OU baseball, when they made their run to Omaha, just a few years ago, who did they beat in the Super Regional to get to Omaha? Where am I wanting to go? He says Carmen San Diego. I mean, I don't know.
You remember Jay? You remember Chip Glass?
Hey, I asked the trivia question. We'll see who gets it, but make sure you go to Fanstop, fanstop.com. It's not Clemson. Use code SURGE. You'll get 10% off your first 3 months. Go check them out. Officially licensed gear. I promise you guys, it's freaking June coming up. Get signed up and get your shirts before the season starts. Come on.
Get them.
There's the answer. Virginia Tech. Leave it to Okie Long Guy, the baseball fan. He gets it. Virginia Tech. Good job, Okie Long Guy.
Hey, Jay. Great question by Chief T-Bird. If I was a softball coach, which I never will be, and can't even question Patty Gasso, would you keep Sydney Sanders? And here's my question. Absolutely yes. I would keep her in the starting lineup. I'd let her hit once, and then I'd put Ludlam in a pinch hit if she didn't get a hit. And I'd go stick Sydney Sanders back at first base because in softball, you can do all kinds of adjusting and keep players in. It's not like baseball. Pinch hit Riley Ludlam once if Sydney Sanders doesn't get a hit.
Hey, factor cap. Let's do it.
Let's do a factor cap, okay?
Fact or cap. Sydney Sanders will be at Oklahoma next year.
I think that's a fact, Jay. Why would she leave? She plays every night. Happy birthday, Mama Gasso.
Yeah. Cap, Jimmy says. How about a factor cap? Here we go. Factor cap.
I got one.
Okay, go.
Hey, Kenneth, thanks for welcoming back. It was a great time in Colorado with the cross-country team. Driving that bus down the mountains, Jay, was a little tense.
Rode them brakes hard, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Fact or cap, Jay? I got one for you.
What's that?
Danny Okoye will not redshirt.
Fact.
I'm leaning towards maybe a redshirt for him.
I say fact.
Hey, Monty, Jay and I used to play baseball. Jay and I could go 4 for 4, and our dad our dad, every single time we got up to bat, he'd stand behind the backstop. You're due, son. You're due. 4 for 4, Dad. He still say I'm due. Now, hey, Sydney Sanders is long overdue. She's due to have a massive series, but I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah. Here we go. Fact or cap? Dylan Gabriel will be at New York.
Fact.
Fact?
He'll be supporting Jackson Arnold, yes.
Supporting? I say cap.
He'll be there to support Jackson Arnold.
Okay,
Jay.
so you're saying fact Jackson Arnold's in New York.
Fact.
If
Jackson Arnold will be in New York.
I'll say this right now. Fact. If Jackson Arnold's in New York for the Heisman ceremony, fact, OU's in the playoff. Mark it down. And if he's in New York, he's there in the playoff.
Hey, Tyler says, is that Brendan Thompson won't see 18 plays?
I kind of would say that's a pretty good number.
Hey, can I answer this? I'm going to answer this. Chuck, pull me in the office and talk to me about action. Listen, if I've ever done anything inappropriate, I don't recall it. Yes, I get loud and I get passionate, but no, I'm not. They can watch anything. There's nothing for me to hide here.
Dylan Gabriel's going to be a Heisman favorite.
S.J. Guerin will be a starter next year. Fact. Maybe not at OU.
I say cap.
Maybe not at OU, Jay.
R. Mason Thomas leads in sacks this year. Cap.
Who's it going to be?
PJ.
I'm actually going fact here. I'm going fact, Greg God. I like R. Mason Thomas a lot.
Fact or cap? Taylor Tatum gets snaps. Fact, not very many, but he'll get a few snaps.
Cap, red shirt.
Fact or cap? Surgeaholics, best community around. Fact.
Oh, that's a fact, 100%.
Blue blood status.
Surgeaholics are the goated.
Not there yet. Not blue blood status yet, Jeremy.
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. That's cap. Okay. Okay. Listen, we're already over our time, but I got to show this again. We're 32 minutes into this, Stubby. You know how to get me going here. I absolutely think Jackson Arnold will have a better season.
Jackson Arnold will have a better numbers than Dylan Gabriel. I don't think Dylan Gabriel starts every game this year. I think he gets injured. You look at the history, he's not started every game in a season. So
yeah, I agree, Jay. I think it's
fact or cap, OU will be in Omaha.
I'm saying fact. I like this team. Their top 2 or 3 pitches are great.
I'm going to say fact.
Hey, listen, everybody. It was great to be back.
Good to have you back, dude. Even though if you had some bad takes, it's good to have you back.
I enjoyed the time away with the cross-country team competing in the Boulder 10K. It was great. It's great being back here. And we'll be back tomorrow night. It's getting close to that first game of the Women's College World Series. Cannot wait.
I'm going to do a little teaser here. I got a very, very hot topic of conversation tomorrow, so be ready. It'll be a great chat tomorrow. I'm going to leave it.
Tell me what it is?
I'm not going to tell you what it is either. So,
okay. Hey, appreciate everyone. Appreciate everyone. Read that comment from Colin there as you get off here. Check out the Fanstop, fanstop.com. You will not be disappointed. And just like we're never disappointed talking with you guys on here. Till next time, Boomer.